and a member of AREK Jatim, which keeps her in contact socially with the East Javanese community. She is also a judge for Association of Indonesian Postgraduate Students and Scholar in Australia at University of WA. She is also a frequent state, national, and international conference speaker. She retired as Dean of Languages in 2016, but continues presenting educational seminars. Welcome to Miss Vicky Richardson.
Thank you. Honored to be here, girls. Thank you.
All right, we go to the last one. It says Miss Luciana. Hello, Miss Luciana.
Hi, good morning.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, Miss Luciana is graduated from Monash University of Journalism and Communication, Bachelor of Arts and Social Science in 2012 to 2014. Miss Luciana was PR and Content Coordinator, Customer Service Manager, Junior Product Manager in 2015 to 2017 in setipe.com. Maybe some Indonesian knows that. And then she was content editor and the writer of Wonderful Indonesia. Okay, then she was line production or producer assistant of Imaginica Production House in August to September 2017, and then content strategist and video editor of Wake Up Creative Production House in 2018, and then project management or customer support of GetCraft in 2018 to 2019, and then the program manager Plug and Play Indonesia in 2019 till present. Welcome, Miss Luciana.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing everyone.
All right, what amazing judges we have for today. But before we start, let me read once more about our rules in our final for today. The first, we will call all the participants one by one based on the number that has been determined. And the second one, each participant has 3 to 5 minutes to deliver their speech. And then the third one, after the participant finish their speech, one judge will ask a question that the participant have in 3 minutes maximum time. And then the last one, all participants must turn on camera during the final and never left the meeting before it's done. That's the rules for today. Before we start our first contestant or the first participant, is there another question from the participant for today? The time is yours to ask. All right, if it is clear done already, let's start from the first contestant for our English speech for today. Let me call the name. It is Ciara Kalista Sucitanada. Hello, Ciara.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, it's good to see you today. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Okay, so you have 3 to 5 minutes to deliver your speech, and your time begins from now.
Good morning, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very glad that I could stand here today to deliver a speech entitled, Why Should We Go to School? But before that, I will need to ask you some questions. What do you think about school? Is it something that is boring or uninteresting? Or maybe it's something that pushes you to sit in the classroom and listen to the explanations of the teachers who sometimes speak in whispers? No, no, no. Sitting in the classroom is not learning. You know, Indonesia has 454 out of 78 countries for its education system. Other than that, there are many students who have graduated that do not know the aim of school itself. So, I have a question. Have any of you ever played puzzles before? You can use the raise hand feature if you'd like to answer. Personally, I did. So I've always imagined that education is also like a piece of a puzzle. To complete this puzzle, the student needs to be diligent in learning the things they like and all about the job they want. Of course, support from the parents and the teachers are necessary to complete this whole puzzle. More interesting, education is actually one of the main keys to economics as well. How? Well, with education, we will have deep insight. And with deep insight, we can have a job and create a stable economy. But without education, it will be almost impossible to do just that. So, what are the solutions? Should we just go with the flow while hoping something good will happen? No, of course not. So, what are the solutions? For starters, leave the old mindset that school is boring. You could do such great things at school. For instance, go take an extracurricular that suits your interest. Maybe like basketball, or public speaking, or even esports class. Remember, half of our puzzle comes from outside of the class. Second, learn everything with happiness. Scientists says that positive emotions flood our brains with dopamine and serotonin. Now, these chemicals not only make us feel good, it also increases our memory and our ability to learn. Or simply said, learning with happiness will also make us happy. It's a win-win. Last, learn something you like diligently. A legend named Bruce Lee once said, he was not afraid of the one who learned 100 jutsu in one day, but he was afraid of the one who learned one jutsu in 100 days. Children's dream will change with time. Moreover, we're already in the 21st century where technology is really developed. The roles of the parents and the teachers are to support the children's dream for the future. So, change your perspective on education, learn everything with happiness, and stay diligent in learning. Believe that everything you have learned in your life will be the provision of your life. And this is Chiara Calista speaking. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for Kiara. You did a very great job for today. So it's a question and ask time for, please welcome for Miss Luciana to ask a question for our first participant for today, Kiara. Okay, for Miss Luciana, time is yours.
All right. Kiara, great job on your speech. My question for you is, what is your least favorite subject in school, and how do you overcome your dislike of the subject?
Okay.
to still do your best and pass the subject?
Yes, okay. My least favorite subject in school is, well, math, because I don't really specialize in counting and I'm very weak at it. But to overcome it, I always learn and study and use the tips I have to learn and overcome math so I can be better at it.
All right. Does it answer your question, Miss Luciana?
Yeah, it does. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you for Ciara. Ciara or Kiara?
Tiara.
Ciara. Okay, thank you Ciara Kalista Suci Tanada from SMP Kristen YSKI Semarang. Okay, we go to the next one. The final is number 2. Karen Alexandra Asriel from SMP Catholic Ricci 1, Jakarta. Time is yours.
Good morning, judges, teachers, and friends. I'm Karen from Ricci Junior High School, and I'm going to be delivering a speech with the topic of Education is the Provision of Life's Journey. Have you ever thought about how boring class is? Or even ever thought about giving up on school because you think that school is useless? Ladies and gentlemen, here I'll be talking about why education is the provision of life's journey. A pretty interesting topic, isn't it? So whenever people hear the word education, mostly they would think about scary teachers, fun classmates, studying, and most probably boring. Most kids do tend to kind of hate learning, even though they're probably too blind to see how education is actually very, very important for their life. With education, you can achieve great success. First of all, what is education? Education is defined as a person's learning process to gain knowledge. The learning process cannot only be found in schools or other educational institutions, because the first education a person gets comes from their home and family. Education is an important aspect. Most people would agree that education is one of the most important components in life. One can miss many important opportunities if they ignore the importance of education. Okay, so let's talk about how to gain or receive education by ourselves out of school hours. Are you ready? I'm ready. Basically, I would sometimes read books that seems interesting to me, do self-research, and participate in competitions. Reading will help us gain lots of more knowledge, self-researching will answer our curiosity, and participating in competitions will give us unforgettable experiences. Now, why is education a so-called supply or provision for our future? It creates more employment opportunities. So finding a job is definitely not easy. Especially in times of economic turmoil, you often need to compete with hundreds of other candidates for a vacant position. With the right qualifications and educational background, you will increase your chances of landing a fulfilling job to be successful. But even if you become successful in terms of economy, it's not as successful as how you could give back to the community. So how does education benefit society? Educated people understand how valuable it is to live in a stable and secure community. They are more prone to taking part in projects that help improve not only their neighborhood, but society as well. After all, it is quite important to get involved and give a hand to the less fortunate ones in order to build a better place for all of us to live in. Therefore, education is very important for us, for our future jobs, and for our community. This is why we should keep on learning new things for better education for our future generation. I'm your speaker, Karen from Ricci Junior High School. Thank you for listening.
All right, that's Karen Alexandra. It's nice. And it was amazing performance. Okay, now are you ready for the question?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Mr. Justin Roberts, you are please. Hello, Mr. Justin Roberts. Is that clear?
Yeah, sorry, I'm still on mute. you would think after 2 years of teaching on Zoom, I would remember to unmute. Hi, Karen.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. I love the content of what you said, especially relating education to community, not simply getting a good job and making lots of money. So I'm just wondering whether you can give me examples, perhaps, of some way in which you and your school friends have perhaps participated in community work, or what kind of things that you guys can do to help your local community.
Usually, if we meet someone that's not very educated, we would usually try educating them into the things that they don't understand.
Okay.
Or,
have you ever had like clean your neighborhood activities or?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've ever had that type of thing, but yeah.
Okay, good, because I think it's a good point that you make there. Okay, Karen, thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Justin. Thank you, Karen Alexandra Asril from SMP Catholic Ricci, Jakarta. All right, the first one we have Meta Chen. Okay, wait a minute, Meta. Yeah. Hello, Meta. Okay, wait a minute. We are setting first. Okay, Meta, where are you from?
Palembang, SMP Methodist.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, Miss, I'm ready.
Okay, time is yours.
Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, the honorable judges, and my dear friends. How are you today? I hope you are always healthy. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Meta Chen. I am currently in 8th grade, and I'm from Methodist Junior High School, Palembang. First of all, before I start my speech, I would like to thank God. Because of His blessings, we are all in good conditions. Well, do you know how important early education is? As we know, we have been educated from an early age, since we were around 3 to 4 years old. There are even some parents who send their children to school since they were 1 year old. So from here, we can see that early education is very important. But what makes education important? First of all, education itself is a process for a person or a group of people to deepen and hone their skills in attitudes, behavior, and knowledge that is usually obtained from school. Well, someone is educated not solely for no reason. Therefore, one of the reasons why education is important and why education must be instilled in us since an early age is because education can become a very valuable provision for our future. So, therefore, one of the reasons why education is important and can become a very valuable provision for our future is, the first reason is, education can build our character. Education is not only focused on the curriculum learning, but education can also lead to polite behavior and attitudes. So if someone is instilled with good manners and morals, and has been educated with polite attitudes, then this person can be a good person so that he or she can be accepted in any environment. The second reason is, education can increase one's potential. If someone has a talent or a hobby and this person is educated and honed their abilities, then this can develop their potential, and the potential that they have developed may be useful in their life for the future. The third reason, education can provide greater and bigger opportunities for success in their future career later. Why is that? Well, higher education, broad insight, and also polite behavior and manners are needed in the job environment. Because in the world of work, we will compete with tens or even hundreds of people in a company or institution. So if we have a good educational background, then we will have a great opportunities to compete with the people in the world of work later. The fourth reason, which is the last one that I'm going to discuss, is education can advance the Indonesian nations as the nation's successor. Because if we as the young generation are equipped with a good education, then we are able to become a great generation, so that we are able to become a great nation successors to make our nation's names proud and can make our parents proud. Well, from all the points that I have conveyed, we are able to know that education can be a very valuable provision for our future, starting from our potentials, our behaviors, manners, advancing the nations, and also in the future career, and much more. Therefore, let us invest our education as early and as much as possible for our provision in the future. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all my speech for today. I hope my speech can bring lots of benefits for all of us. Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you.
All right. Thank you, Meta. So let's give the chance for Mrs. Richardson. You are pleased for the question.
Thank you. Thank you, Meta. Very interesting. And I totally agree with all of your arguments regarding the importance of education. But can you tell me the difference from learning character building and morals through formal education and your parents? What is the difference between the morals learnt from formal education and the morals learnt from your parents?
You got the question? You got the
Thank you
question?
for the question. Yes. So, from my opinion, I think both are good in their own way. Because in formal education, they taught us to become polite with teachers, polite with other people, and with parents, they will taught us lots of things.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Meta.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Mrs. Richardson.
You're welcome.
All right, we go to the next participant for today, our fourth contestant. It is Lionel Thompson Susilo from SMP 3 Bahasa Putra Harapan Purwokerto. Okay, Lionel, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so time is yours, please.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to present my speech with the title, Education for Future Success. What is the key to a success? Is it the good grades you get in school? Or is it when we can pass difficult exams? Thomas Alva Edison once said, "Tomorrow is my exam, but I don't care, because a single sheet of paper cannot decide my future. Our success depends on what we can pursue. As Thomas Edison said, grades are not the answer, nor is the exam. Our future depends on something deeper than that. The key to a success is education. Working hard in school and then continuing on to further education through college has long been promoted by parents and teachers. And that belief must have some valid reasoning to it. Why do we need education for our future? First, education is a tool for building a world where everyone can live in peace, justice, freedom, and equality. As a result, education is critical for everyone. Without education, a good life is inconceivable. Secondly, education promotes human intelligence, enhances abilities, and encourages productivity. On top of that, individuals are able to channel their attitudes, interests, needs, and desires through education and continue developing them. With the use of education, an individual can alter and modify his surroundings to suit his needs. Everything improves with education. Critical thinking is developed through education, and critical thinking can help somebody make decisions and connect with others using logic. Education allows us to better understand the world in which we live. Last but not least, education helps us in learning new things to develop a sense of innovation and creativity. Creativity and innovation can lead to progress and growth in many other areas. Innovation and creativity can help our job in a variety of ways, including increasing production and improving problem-solving skills. We can better understand topics by innovating and being creative. We all know that schools produce thinkers who can use their own abilities to explore their own interests by using a creative, experimental teaching technique. In that way, students can develop themselves not only in one type of job, but in many other areas they are interested in. To conclude this speech, education is the most crucial tool one may have in order to survive in this world. And it is a requirement because it provides solutions to a lot of difficulties. It is the most essential instrument for a person's inner and outer strength. It can also help you break into your way of thinking, be taken seriously, and boost your overall confidence. Well, long days in the library or studying at home on your laptop might be tough, but you will learn a lot of life-enhancing, transferable skills in between the assignments, and that will be with you forever. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for Lionel. What a very good performance. You look so relaxing for today. Now it's time for the question and answer. And the judge in charge will be Miss Luciana to ask a question for Lionel. Okay, Miss Luciana, the time is yours, please.
All right. Hi, Lionel. Great job on the delivery. And I like how you explained everything in a very logical sense. My question for you is, because, you know, with the advancement of the technology nowadays, you can always educate yourself anywhere and anytime. So my question for you is, do you think there's benefit in educating yourself, you know, by taking courses or online courses outside of the school system? What do you think? Why do you think going to school is still relevant?
Okay, in my opinion, education is not only in the Zoom or in offline or online. There are so many important functions for education. First, Education is a tool for building a world where everyone can live in peace, justice, freedom, and equality. And the second one, education promotes human intelligence, enhances abilities, and encourages productivity. And the third, education helps us in learning new things to develop a sense of innovation and creativity.
All right, that's the answer from Lionel. Thank you so much, Lionel. You did a very great job. Okay, everybody, let's move to our fifth contestant or participant for today. Here we have Erlyn, Brienne, and Gracia. Is that true? How should I call you? Erlyn or Erlyn?
Erlyn.
Or Erlyn is okay. Okay, so Erlyn, how are you today? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, really? That's really good to hear that. So you will present your speech in 3 to 5 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Is my voice clear?
Yeah, your voice is clear enough for us. Okay, come on, time is yours. Good luck.
Thank you. As Aristotle once said, education is the best profession for old age. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to start off, I would like to ask you a question. Have you ever given thought to the question, what makes education so crucial to our life that we need to spend a long time learning at school and university? So let me introduce myself. My name is Erlyn, and I would like to share my speech entitled, Education is the Profession of Life's Journey. See, first of all, from the moment we were born, we began to learn. We learned how to crawl, walk, and run, as well as how to interact with others. We learned some of this on our own and the rest to our parents and siblings. But however, as we all get older, the number of skills and knowledge we can learn on our own decreases. And we must rely more on formal education to develop the skills and knowledge needed to succeed in today's world. Well, education itself has a very important role in humans' life to reach a better future and maintain their existence, where initially humans are always growing and developing. They want to improve their quality of life, and to make it happen, they are required to learn. We are currently living in the 21st century. It's constantly changing and developing. New inventions are coming up continuously. And without proper education, it's hard to keep up with the flow. Sadly, there are more than 124 million primary or secondary school age children who are not in school around the world. And currently, nearly 800 million people in the world do not have the basic ability to read or write, according to UNESCO. Now, without education, we can't read or write, which means we will be deprived of a variety of useful knowledge which can eventually help us in the future. Simply knowing how to read and write gives us access to a vast store of human knowledge in the form of books, which contains the wisdom of generations. Ladies and gentlemen, learning is a great thing to do. Yes, exams can be stressful and you may feel compelled to memorize materials that you dislike. You've adopted the value of lessons you've learned and when you apply them in the real world. But however, the educational process is surely not only for the present, but education is the preparation for the future. And what you do today will affect the future. One day, you will realize that all of those aren't a waste of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that we're all on the same mind, considering how vital education is for our life. No one, in my opinion, can ignore its importance because education is the profession of life, our life's journey. It is an important asset which you will need throughout your life. It is something that you can't lose, so it's best to earn as much of it as possible. Additionally, education itself is not only the key to success, but it helps us to improve the world and understand it better. All right, everyone, that's all from me today. In conclusion, education is very crucial for our life and our future. It is a strong weapon which you can use to change your future and the world. I strongly believe that education should be a priority in our life. Thank you for your attention.
All right. Thank you so much for Arlene. You did a very good job today. Yeah, now so let's continue to the next section. The judge in charge will be Mr. Justin Roberts, who will ask a question for our contestant, Arlene. Please, Mr.
Hi, Arlene. You're obviously very passionate about education. That came across in your speech. Well done. You mentioned in your speech acquiring knowledge through reading books. Now, in my experience, most of my students rarely read books. So have you got any ideas about how we could encourage younger people to take up reading?
Okay, thank you for your question. Well, perhaps by asking the student to tell them that reading book is important for your future can influence them to read more books. And I believe that books are really important as well. So maybe telling them a little bit about that can influence them to read the books.
Okay. Thank you, Erlin. Thank you very much. Well done.
Okay, thank you, Erlin from SMP GAC Surabaya.
All right, we go to the next contestant, number 6. It's Selina Salim. Selina Salim from SMP Sekolah Kristen Kalam Kudus 1 from Medan. Hello, Selina. How are you? Do you hear our voice? Is it clearly?
Hello, Miss.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, Miss.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm sorry if I lag in the middle. If I lag, you can always tell me.
Okay. We will take that. Okay, your place.
In 1824, a little boy who was a slave was sent to work for a ship carpenter master. Despite the ban on teaching slaves, there was this wife that the carpenter had, and she secretly taught him the English alphabet. Soon enough, the husband found out and forced her to stop teaching him. The boy then became curious and thirsty for education and knowledge. He then learned how to read, write, and even count. Who would have thought that eventually he would play such a big role in abolishing slavery? He was Frederick Douglass, an African-American social reformer and writer. And this story is proof that education really is the provision of life's journey. Hi everyone, I'm Selina from Kalam Kudus 1 Medan Junior High School. Thank you so much Methodist 2 Palembang School for giving me this very, very special chance to compete in this contest. And now let me tell you how exactly education provides for a life's journey. First of all, let me ask you a really simple question. How do you think your life would be without education? Well, if you ask me, I wouldn't even be able to deliver the speech right now. And you wouldn't understand either. That leads us to our first point. Education allows us to understand things, aka improve our cognitive skills. Now imagine if your parents never taught you words. You wouldn't be able to understand me right now, or understand anything, honestly. Look, if I weren't educated enough, I would not have known that Russia and Ukraine are on war currently. Now, who knows, maybe one day you'll be able to solve your life problems and maybe even help solve world problems. with the help of education. Number 2, education allows us to get employment. Now, jobs these days require lots of things. They require skills, discipline, but most importantly, education. Our research has shown that American workers with a bachelor's degree make on average $1,248 a week, whereas American workers with simply a high school degree make on average $746 a week. This shows that education will also improve our financial life. Number 3, education helps us shape our mindset. Now, as our community grows, one thing doesn't, our mindset. Let's say, for example, the people these days love to litter. Don't get me wrong, I've done that once too. But ever since I was educated on how bad and damaging littering really is, I stopped doing that. And last but not least, education helps us shape our morals. Now, our research has shown that people who can get enough education have shown behavioral problems at least once in their lives. Why is this? Because they weren't educated enough on morals and how important it could be. Let's say, I'm sure you've been to socialist class in your school, and they would always teach you how to respect your teachers, your parents, be kind to your friends, and etc. Aristotle once said, education is the best provision for long age. I hope that listening to the speech, you'll understand exactly how education opens up so many opportunities for life. Thank you for your attention.
All right, such an amazing performance from Selina Salim. Okay, now it's Q&A, question and asking session. We give time to Mrs. Richardson. Your please.
Good morning, Selina.
Good morning, Miss.
It was a wonderful, wonderful speech. I'm really impressed. But I
really appreciate that.
You're welcome. What impressed me most was your, obviously, you read a lot.
Yes, that's true. I have lots of books in my house.
Yes, and you're very up with current affairs, in global current affairs. So you were talking about the war between Russia and Ukraine. You gave the story about the slaves. So obviously history is important to you.
Yes.
And good. And what, in your opinion, you mentioned litter, you've mentioned war, you've mentioned the difference between educated people's wages and uneducated people's wages. So in your opinion, what do you think is the most important issue facing the world today, and how would you solve it?
I think the most important issue, the most damaging issue in this world currently is inequality. And I'm really concerned about inequality, of course. And how I would fix that is to just show people that inequality is not something necessary in this world. Of course, I also don't understand why inequality even exists. I would show them that equality in this world would be a really good thing. And of course, if equality existed, we would all live such great lives instead of lives where people discriminate us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Selina Salim, for your performance. Thank you, Mrs. Richardson.
All right. We sadly have to announce for all the judges that the participant number 7 under the name Nadia Kamila Darmawan has already been canceled her performance for today due to her personal family reason. Yeah, so we will move straight forward to the participant number 8. It is Jocelyn Patricia Fedela from SMP Catholic Santo Petrus. Hi, Jocelyn. Hi. How are you today?
I'm totally fine.
Oh,
I'm
you're
quite
totally
excited.
fine. Yeah, and that's really good if you're totally fine for today. So you will deliver your speech and you can start from now, please.
Okay, thank you. 5, 8, or 7 years ago, I never could have imagined that when you have an education, you're able to fulfill the basic needs in life and open up new doors for yourself. The other day, when I just entered my classroom, all I could see was full of chaos. Everyone there was panicked because of the sudden quizzes. And when I sat on my chair with a puzzled face, because back in that day, I don't know what's currently happening. And not in a minute, a girl bumped at me and shouted, "I don't care about my quiz, it's needless." And the class went silent. That's, ladies and gentlemen, showed that there are some people out there who are careless about their education. The question is, does this real situation could have a huge impact? Good morning, honorable judges of the speech competition. My name is Jocelyn Patricia Fidela from St. Peter Junior High School. First of all, I'd like to thank the judges for giving me this very special opportunity to join this competition. On this beautiful day, I'm going to deliver you a speech about education is the key to unlock the golden opportunity for youths. Well, ladies and gentlemen, occasionally people say to the girls out there, don't focus too much on education, it's unnecessary. It's better to learn to be a good housewife. In the end, women will end up in the kitchen. Honestly, I disagree with that statement. As the young generation, we should be given the freedom to access education. We can get many benefits through education. We can guarantee a higher income. Finding a job is not easy, but people with higher education and fair experience are more likely to get high-paying, expert jobs that could help the economic difficulties. But the most important thing is that the world can be equal. If everyone was provided with the same educational opportunities, then there would be fewer gaps between social classes. Everyone will be able to have an equal chance at getting higher paying jobs, not just those who are already well to do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, education will give us more of a guaranteed life, indeed, but there are some issues faced by youth nowadays in carrying out their education. There are two parts, where the economy limits them, and then there are also those who are well done but don't care about their education. The study proves that this COVID-19 pandemic has the potential to increase the number of people in poverty. In our beloved country, Indonesia, this could have a huge impact on the education sector, mainly the capability of parents to give their loved ones the proper facilities. Therefore, the government should analyze and balance between the sustainability of schools and the burden of parents who are encountering financial complications due to the pandemic. A lot of people are always lazy, lazy to get out of their bed, lazy to finish their homework, those who can easily access education but do not even bother to learn seriously. If their education falls apart, eventually other things will also fall apart. Education will surely help us excel in our studies and achieve victory in many different competitions. So, what can we do as teenagers to avoid these issues? First of all, the most important thing is to change our mindset. There are still several people out there who live in far worse conditions, such as orphans and the poor people. But more often we see how they strive to continue their education were among the privileged. Our parents pay our tuition fees so we can sit here with a clean and neat uniforms, studying in a proper environment. We ought to be grateful, for not everyone is as fortunate as us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've heard a lot of teenagers saying that I'm willing to get higher grades, but in fact, that is the word that comes out of their mouth but is not implemented. They keep procrastinating each day. And that's why it's essential to step out of our comfort zone. It's not scary, but it's challenging. Each little step we make could make a huge impact. Stepping out of a comfort zone is always about change. Change is scary, but so is staying the same. So challenge yourself to be the best version of you. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for my speech. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for Jocelyn Patricia Fedela for your speech today. You did a very great job. And next, we want to hear a question for Jocelyn from Mr. Justin Roberts. For Mr. Justin Roberts, time is yours, please.
Hi, Jocelyn. Thank you for that speech.
Yeah,
Were you
you're welcome.
nervous?
No.
Were you nervous?
I'm quite nervous, but actually I'm also quite excited.
Okay. So we've just hopefully coming out of this COVID pandemic. Tell me what you like, what you dislike about online and offline school, and whether you think online school is more effective than offline school.
Okay, so in my opinion, I think offline school is more effective than online because on online we could have those like connections, signals, and a lot of things that is like negative things coming towards us as a student. And for me, as a second grader in junior high school, which is officially graduate from second grade of junior high school, which is I'm going to the ninth grade. Well, I think that offline school is more effective because I could understand what the teacher taught me. Yeah, I hope this could answer the question.
All right. Jocelyn, thank you very much. Well done.
You're welcome, and good luck for all the finalists.
Okay. Thank you so much for Jocelyn. And next one.
All right. We have 2 contestants left. Let's go to the contestant number 9. She is Naisila Askia Putri Nur Fitriana from SMP Negeri 2 Salatiga from Jawa Tengah. Okay, hello Naisila.
Hi. Can you hear my voice clearly?
It's clear enough already? How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, nervous?
A bit.
Okay. Okay, time is yours.
Dear audience and the honorable judges, my name is Naisila. I'm from SMP Negeri 2 Salatiga, and today I will argue that education is a provision of life journey. I believe that this world is not as easy as we think. We need money, job, and passion for living in this world. And I believe that education is one of the most important things to make our life better and easier. We need money, and to have money, we need a job. To get a job, we need experiences. Experience that I mean here is education. Next, to have passion, we also need experience from school. In short, before we plunge into the real world, we need to learn and understand about the world in school. In school, we learn so many things, from small things like writing, reading, calculating, to learning to be a good and respectful person. Now, the world is fighting COVID-19 pandemics. This also affects our education system and the way we learn. For example, we have to learn online from home. The most significant difference is that we can easily use applications like Google to do assignment or even have an exam. Moreover, during the pandemic, we're not allowed to do exam on paper as usual. Online learning has positive and negative impacts. The positive impact is we can always use the internet to learn about any materials that we don't understand. Online learning can also help us to learn from any place. I think this is good because we still can get the lesson even we cannot attend school. On the negative side, for example, we can use Google to cheat in an exam. You may say that education is not important enough to change the world. You may mention one of the richest person in the world, the founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. He dropped out from college in 2004 and became founder of Facebook. But wait, let's think about it. Mark didn't finish his education, but he knew that he's smart in technology, so he could start his own business. I learned it he was dropping out because he knew that he could do better. So if you think of dropping out but you don't have any skills, don't make a mistake and regret your decision. I believe that education can change us to be a better person in the future. Now, I want to ask all of you a question. Do you have a dream? If you ask me, I absolutely have a dream. I want to become a designer and a model. Design and modeling world need experience, and I need to learn much. People may think that it is impossible to become a designer and also a model, but not me. These two careers are related. Designer make gowns and dresses for model, and model wear the designer's work. I know that having this two work need hard work. Now, you may ask me, why do I want to have these two careers? I can easily pick one career, that's enough. I will answer, realizing these dreams will fulfill my passion. In addition, I can make my parents proud and earn more money. Also, if my designing job doesn't work, I can always run in a runway. To achieve this, I need to finish my education. I believe this also applies in other careers. So please make education your first priority. Finally, I'll close this short speech with a quote from a social rights activist, politician, and philanthropist who became first South African Black president from 1994 to 1999, Nelson Mandela. He said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." And I believe it. What about you? Thank you.
All right. Wow, such an amazing performance from Naysila. So you really want to be a designer in the future?
Yeah.
Okay, hope that comes through to your life. Okay, Mrs. Ricardo, time is yours.
Good morning, Nasila.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good, thank you.
You're welcome. Nasila, I also believe that becoming a fashion designer and a model is absolutely compatible, yeah? It's perfect combination.
Yeah.
Now, with all of the online learning during the pandemic, you've had 2 years of it, haven't you? 2 years of online learning, yeah, okay.
Yes.
So what are your strategies for learning the technical aspects, such as drawing fashion designs or anything technical that you need on hands? To me, I personally would need a teacher in front of me telling me what to do. How do you overcome those difficulties with online learning?
I will, use YouTube to watch some video about, doing how to be the best designer, or to be, walk very well in a runway. And YouTube can give us access more. It kind of an online one. YouTube, it's, very long perspective about it. And I think that it would be very good if we use YouTube to learn about anything that we want. Especially, I want to become a designer, right? And I have to learn how to do, and I want to become a model also. And I have to learn how to, walk in a runway was very well. Thank you.
Thank you. So YouTube, I must learn more must look at more YouTubes. Thank you,
Yeah.
Nasila. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Naysila Askia Putri. So we hope that your dreams come true to be the fashion designer and the models too. Thank you, Mrs. Richardson.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's Naysila from SMP Negeri 2 Salatiga, Jawa Tengah. Finally, we want to go to our last participant for today. We have Allegra Theona Mabel Gunardi from SMP Pangudi Luhur, Jakarta Selatan. Hello, Allegra. Should I call you Allegra? It's okay?
It's okay, Miss.
Okay, Allegra. Are you good today?
Yes, I'm fine.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, absolutely. So let's start. Your time begin from now, please.
Good morning, honorable judges and audience. First of all, praise to the Almighty God for the opportunity to gather on this occasion happily and healthily. Second, I'd like to thank the Methodist 2 School of Palembang and the judges for the chance to deliver my speech. I am Allegra Teana Mabel Gunardi, an 8th grader from Pangudi Junior High School in Jakarta. I'd like to share my thoughts on how to improve the education system in Indonesia in the context of education as the provision of life's journey. What is actually education? According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, education is the action or process of educating or of being educated. The main purpose of education is the integral development of a person. In addition, it is a source for a fuller and better life. Education can contribute to the betterment of society in which people are aware of their rights and duties. That is why Aristotle, a Greek philosopher, stated that education is the provision of life's journey. Now, let us talk about the facts. According to the Minister of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology of Indonesia, Nadiem Makarim, we are facing 4 challenges in our education system. First, inflexible curriculum structure and rigid study programs per week. Second, dense learning materials which do not maximize in-depth learning and students' development. Third, unvaried materials, so teachers are unable to develop contextual learning. Fourth, unsystematical use of digital technology to support the teaching process. Therefore, how do we improve the education system in Indonesia? The first one is creating a flexible curriculum structure and targeting study programs to be completed in a year. This provides flexibility for teachers to manage how and what they teach based on the curriculum. The second one is focusing on essential learning materials and arranging the learning attainment to be per phase, not per year. There will be more time for in-depth learning and more focus on students' development. The third one is providing flexibility for teachers to use various teaching tools according to the needs of students. Thus, learning will be more enjoyable. The fourth one is providing various references for teachers to develop teaching procedures independently. For example, Merdeka Mengajar, an application by the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology of Indonesia. It consists of content crowdsourcing, an online learning community, self-study, career planning and progress, as well as a teacher professional network. In conclusion, what I like about the new curriculum system is that schools will have more focus on students' development, simply because there are differences in how we learn, how much time we take to learn something, and what tools and resources work best for us. Hence, by improving our education system, I believe that over time, we can prepare the provision of life's journey sufficiently. That is all for me. Thank you for your kind attention. Happy anniversary, Methodist 2 School.
All right, thank you so much for Allegra. You did a very great job for today. And next, we will hear a question from one of our judges. It is Miss Luciana. Please, for Miss Luciana, the time is yours.
Hi, Allegra. Great job on the delivery. So,
thank you.
My question for you is, you mentioned something about, applications for learning and all that, and also the current unsystematical use of digital tech to support the teaching process. So I'd like to know what you think on how teachers or the school itself should manage the use of digital technology for students so that it won't become a distraction in school.
Thank you for the question. In my opinion, how schools have to be more systematical about the use of digital technology is, as I said before, the Ministry of Education of Indonesia has launched an application called Merdeka Mengajar to help teachers find references for teaching processes. And for students, students can find references and information more from the internet and digital technology. For example, Google, to research things that maybe they don't provide in books.
Thank you for your answer.
Okay, thank you so much for Miss Luciana and also our last contestant for today, for Allegra. Thank you so much. So by the end of Allegra's speech for today, it is all, we have 9 participants, and also in this special occasion, we would like to say thank you very, very much for all the judges, for Miss Luciana, for Mr. Justin Roberts, and also from Miss Vicky Richardson. Thank you so much for your time for today to help us to see our performance for all our participants. And also we would like to say thank you so very much for all our participants. Yes, guys, you did a very great job, honestly, for today. Wow, congratulations for you. Even though we cannot see each other in person due to this COVID-19 pandemic, but we still can feel your passion through your speech today. All right, we would like to give some time to our judges to calculate your score, but before that, we would like to share we would like to share a movie trailer. Maybe Miss Rika will tell what is the movie theater that we want to see each other and we want to see together.
Okay, because like you see in our background today, this event of speech competition is one of part of anniversary of Methodist to Palembang. So because of that, so we want to present you the short trailer of the movie entitled Sepatu. Please watch this movie. Okay. Okay. We hope all video and the audio is stable.
Kemana? Saya perhatikan di kelas ini, setiap kali saya mengajar, tidak ada yang ketat. Kamu datang sekolah tidak memakai sepatu. Kamu mau ke pasar atau mau ke sawah? Saya mau tanya sekali lagi, Randy. Kamu niat tidak sekolah? Sudah, sekarang juga kamu silahkan keluar kelas. Kamu nggak bisa masuk dalam kelas kalau seragam kamu tidak lengkap. Tapi Pak, tidak ada kata-katanya. Sekarang suruh kamu pulang.
Okay, that's the short movie of Sepatu, film Sepatu. If you have time, please watch it in premiere July 2, 2022. Okay.
All right. So after this, we will announce the top 3 for our English competition for today, you can watch or you can open our social media of Methodist 2 School Palembang on Instagram, because we will announce our top 3 on social media that will be posted on also on the same date on July 2nd, 2022. So please looking forward, and we will pray together that maybe one of you will be on that top 3 for English speech competition.
Okay, once again, thank you to all the participants here, all the judges and all the contestants of 10 finalists of speech competition. Okay, we would like to take some pictures. Could you please stay on your frame? We want to make sure that all of you and on camera, please turn your camera on and then stay in your frame. We want to make sure we can see all of you, especially for the contestant of the speech competition today. Okay, Selena, to all of you, ready? Please give your smile. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time.
Freestyle.
You can do your freestyle. You can post anything. Okay, 1. Give your beautiful smile. That's okay. Or you maybe your own pose. 1, 2, 3. Pose. Cheers. Okay. Thank you everyone for today. We hope all of you did a great job, but we will take 3 of the winners of the speech competition. We wish all the best for all of you. Okay. Thank you for today. Thank you all the judges, Mrs. Rickardson, Mr. Justin Roberts, Mrs. Luciana. Have a nice day for you, and have a nice day for everyone here. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.